This is something new. Let me get my windows open. This is about to be so crazy for me. Close this. I'm going to do a quick sound test. Let's check Twitch first. Make sure the sound is good on there. Make sure my volume is good. Oh, now Twitch wants to run slow. Come on. Come on, Twitch. There we go. Open up. Right there. Click on my channel. Wow. I love the way this looks. Alright, so let me just click on my thing, see if my voice sounds good. Okay, yeah. I hear myself. I sound pretty good. And I can see my messages. So close this out. I feel like my volume is good. I don't need to yell or be any louder. I feel like everything is good there. Let me test out this real fast. Going on YouTube to just test this out. Oh yeah, this looks so much better. Yep, sorry, I got quiet because I'm listening to my own self-talk. It's so weird. So basically, let me give myself a countdown. I'm just gonna like do a little T-minus thing. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why didn't I say like going live? Whatever, it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. Hey, look at me. Welcome back, folks. We are doing another late night stream, and this is the new format that we have going on. This format is it's me giving you a behind the scenes of what goes on when I'm sitting here cooking up these videos. I gotta meet my Twitch quota. Let me turn this off. I'm hearing my own echo in my ear. That's killing me. It's making me talk slower than I would normally talk. Okay, so what this is, I'm working on my videos, and I'm inviting you into that world so you can know what goes on behind the scenes. So if you're watching this, you're like, well, what the hell is this? If you're on Twitch, just look at yesterday's video. This is an evolution of that. If you're on YouTube, you're not going to see it because I'm going to make that probably a Patreon exclusive so that later on people can see what's going on. So basically, what is this? This is me writing a review, and let's actually start off here. So let's type that in. People can know this is the Dungeons and Dragons review. But there's more, with a special thanks to anyone who joins the chat. So like, I joined my own chat just because I was testing out things. So you would say Cypher's Pit, Bobby, Red. You know, that's all I mean when I say special thanks. So if you want to be a part of this video and this making of behind the scenes, you know, featurette, and just hang out with me, that actually, let me tell you, that's all this is. You're just hanging out with me if you want to hang out. Okay, so we got, oh hey, we got a, what does that say? Shanty. We got a shanty here. Let's put them in the thing. Special thanks. You said something. Let's get you in there. If you want to be. If you don't want to be, that's fine. Spit some rhymes. Okay. It goes, Dungeons and Dragons. It was so hot, I needed a wagon. No, that's not good. Don't worry about that. I'm tired. I'm not tired, but she put me on the spot. Don't put me on the spot with the bars. Dungeons and Dragons. I got bars. I'm not bragging. I aim the wagon, and don't keep talking to me. I'm tired of your nagging. I'm not just surfing. I'm swagging. Like swag surf. That's a Lil Wayne thing. Don't worry about that. That's old. Anyway, so what this is, we are doing the live review, and I'm rambling, and you just get to hang out with me. I made it better than yesterday's video. So I got the movie poster on the left so you can know what movie this is even for. Like, okay, well, what movie is this for? Then I got the subscribe thing on the right, so I don't gotta beg for you to subscribe. You can just do that on your own time. Then at the bottom, I got a little footage playing that's probably actually gonna, like on YouTube, get me copyright flagged. Twitch, I'm not sure what their copyright laws are, so we'll see. That bottom section might come out in future videos if that gets me in trouble. I wasn't sure if that's going to get me in trouble. I just wanted something to be moving in the background for when I'm not talking. All right, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Pros. Action was good. Or can I just say good action? Oh, you got to do it like this. Pros and cons. So we'll start off with... These are the pros. Good action. It was good comedy. Story was good. But on the cons, I'm going to say seemed too Oh, by the way, I'm going to misspell words all the time, so don't even worry about it. You can, in the chat, correct the spelling of the words if you so choose. You don't have to. Seem too similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. That's only if you didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, so that con doesn't really bother me at all. What other cons were there? Let's see. Oh, what'd you say, Shanty? You said, okay, I hear you bringing it together. Keep up the God work and have God by your side. That's right. Amen. All right, let me think of some more pros. So we can get rid of this line now. We don't need that. So we got pros. It was good comedy, good action. Story was good. Chris Pine was funny. He was like really good in the movie. He was good in his role. Chris Pine was funny. Really all the actors were funny. Chris Pine was just, it was really good. You had fun D&D Easter eggs. And I'm not even hardcore into it, but I know they kept name dropping a bunch of the places, so it was fine enough, fun enough. What other cons were there? I mean, the VFX were good. VFX were good. Good use of practical effects. So far, so good. I'm struggling to find cons here. If anyone else has seen the movie and you want, like I said, you want to contribute, feel free to just chime in that chat section and say what you liked or didn't like about the movie. I'm struggling to find things that I didn't like. I liked it. I had a good time. The length of it was good. There was no issue with pacing, so it had no pacing issues. The special effects were good. The practical effects were good. The acting was good. The comedy was good. The story was good. The script writing was good. Action scenes, choreography was good. Yeah, I really don't have no problem with this. So yeah, clearly this review is going to be favorable because I started off just trying to think of the pros and cons. Actually, I took some more notes on my cell while watching the movie. So let me see if I can pull those up. Type them in. I wrote down fun, funny, spent good money on the VFX. I don't need to write it down. I already said VFX were good, so that basically covers it. Chris Pine was really good. Yep, I wrote that. Somebody spent time and money getting this right, and it shows. I don't gotta write it down. That was good. All right, so let's focus on our intro. That's what we're gonna do. So you already know in the beginning of the video, we're gonna do a little note to ourselves, and that is the trailer clip. That's how we always start off our videos. Then next section, intro. We're not going to probably do a voice this time. We're just going to say something along the lines of grab a bard, grab a wizard. Grab a wizard, a bard, and a paladin, and get ready to watch Dungeons and Dragons. Grab a wizard. for some reason, not for some reason, but comedy is rule of 3, so you gotta have 3 whenever you talk about it. Grab a wizard, a bard, and a paladin. I'm still spelling that right. And a paladin. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin. Grab a wizard, a bard, and a paladin, and get ready to roll a... We're thinking of this. We're getting it together. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin. Yeah, just say a paladin and then say and a. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons rolls a... No. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can roll a critical... If Dungeons and Dragons can get a critical roll. Get a critical... spelled that wrong. Critical roll or a nat 20. Wait, no. Critical roll... Hold on, now I'm getting my D&D terms wrong. I gotta look up which critical role is, because critical role is the bad thing, because a nat 20 is when you get a good thing. This is why I needed your guys' help, and you're not here to help me in the comment section. God dang it, guys. A critical roll is already a 20. So yeah, that doesn't make any sense. What's it called when you roll a 1? A natural 1. Some people use critical hit, critical miss, or a nat 20. Okay, let me see. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a critical roll or a nat 20. Can get a critical roll or a nat 1. I like to say nat 20. Now I wanted to say that. A critical roll, or does this completely miss its mark? I want to use nat 20 so bad. So I gotta reword this. Okay. Find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20 or critical miss. That kind of works. Okay. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20 or a critical miss. Well, you don't want it to know if it can get a critical miss, or does it roll a 1? I'm gonna get that together. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20, or was this movie a critical miss? It's kind of working. No one's here in the chat to tell me if it's working or not, so I'm gonna figure it out. So, grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20, or is this film a critical miss, or is this film a critical miss? And then you gotta do the let's find out. Alright, I like that intro. Now we're getting it together. So it's getting closer to the vision. So the intro goes something along the lines of grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20, or is this film a critical miss? Let's find out. And so what I like about this is that you're only going to get it if you play D&D. What's a nat 20? So I like that. That was a good intro. Now we finally got it. All right, so we started off with our question. I didn't even do an intro. I went straight into question, really, which is fine. So then you have your call to action. Guys, let me know we should move the call to action towards the back end. So instead of having the call to action being within the first 30 seconds, do you think it should be towards the back end? Let me zoom this out so people who are just now joining can see what's going on. I think I saw one person just join. Hey, welcome. Oh, they left. Doesn't even matter. Well, if you are here and I'm miscalculating, this is our Dungeons. This is Cypher's Pit Gaming's, or CPG's, excuse me, Dungeons and Dragons review. I'm doing something new where I go behind the scenes. I pull the curtain back and let you see how it gets written, so you can actually see the script and all the other fun stuff that goes into it. Oh, you know what I meant to do? Now that I was thinking about it, I meant to upload the script on the website. We have a website too, cypherspit.com, because I was going to put the script on there so that way people can see it and read it. But it's here on the video for now. And this video on YouTube will turn into a Patreon exclusive. If you're on Twitch, it'll just be on there until Twitch deletes it, so you can watch it. So a little behind the scenes. All right, so let's get back to what we're doing. So we're at Dungeons and Dragons review. Special thanks to anyone who joins the chat. So far we had a cook come in here. I just did up top the pros and cons so I can kind of get my mental space right on what I wanted to say about it. And as a review, we like the action, we like the comedy, the story was good, Chris Pine was funny. We had some fun D&D Easter eggs, the VFX were good, there was a good use of practical effects. The cons, the only negatives I could find, which I don't really care about, but I will point out, was that it seemed too similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. And that being said, there's a common thread of those kind of movies, like a heist movie, sort of. Either way. So then we have our video, or we have our dialogue now. So I'm just zoom in to that just so I can read that, guys. Read that out to you. Here it is. 3, 2, 1, go. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20, or is this film a critical miss? Let's find out. And then we got the call to action. You know how that goes. If you could leave a like and blah, 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 that'd be really great. All right, so let's talk about it. So from the top, I'm going to say this movie was every Dungeon Master's dream. Well, I don't know about world building. Simple story, yet fun. This movie was every Dungeon Master's dream. Simple story, or simple campaign. Simple quest, yet fun and concise. It wasn't that it was short, but it was fun and, how else can I describe it? Yeah, entertaining. Entertaining. This movie was every Dungeon Master's dream. Simple quest, yet entertaining. And it didn't subvert expectations, but it was like you knew something was coming, but it was okay with it. What's the word? Because it was just entertaining. I'm going to say yet entertaining throughout. That's the simplest way I can put it. So I go straight to, with my reviews, I try to keep them under 2 minutes. I go straight into the point, so that way you know, up top, what you're getting. This movie was every Dungeon Master's dream. Simple quest, because Dungeon Master wants a simple quest, yet entertaining throughout. You don't want your players getting bored. Chris Pine was the star of this film. Chris Pine was the standout of the film. That's so obvious because his face is the biggest on the poster. But it wasn't just Chris Pine. It was the guy that plays the knight too. He was really good. Actually, I also like Justice Smith. Michelle Rodriguez was there, but she wasn't the standout. She was just really good. So she might not get a call out because, again, I try to keep the reviews 2 minutes, so I might not give her a call out. I might just really focus on Chris Pine, but I also want to get this guy. I gotta get his name right too. So I'm gonna say Chris Pine was the standout in the movie. Only matched by, and then let me just get his name. Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. That's what they cast. Oh, I can't pronounce his name. I want to say it's Reggie Jean Page. Yep, I'm about to mess this all up. No, somebody gonna tell me how to say his name.
Pronounced. Stay tuned to the channel to learn more. Reggae Jean Page.
It said reggae, so is it Reggae Jean Page? Let me see.
Overall, Reggae Jean Page. People mispronounce. Stay tuned to the channel to learn more. Reggae Jean Page.
Alright, it says Reggae Jean Page. Okay. But that's the pronunciation, so I'm going to go with that. It says Reggae Jean Page. Nice. Alright, so Chris Pine was the standout in the movie, but what made him the standout? Chris Pine was having a blast. You could tell Chris Pine was having a blast making this movie. You could tell Chris Pine was having a blast making this movie, and it shows. Does that give you a good description? Because like you're wondering, okay, well, how was he having a blast? Like, do I need to explain that, or can you just feel that vibe? If I say you could tell Chris Pine was having a blast making this movie, and it shows. I feel like that sentence captures the point of what I'm saying. He was having a good time, so you're having a good time. Reggae Jean Page was great in this film as well, but then I feel like if I say that, I'll start off with that. Reggae Jean Page. I think, isn't it hyphenated? Yeah. Reggae Jean Page was, let me see. Reggae Jean Page. Wait, hold on. That is like Guardians of the Galaxy. Alright, this is a little bit of spoilers. Reggae Jean Page's character was like a knight who was like really, he didn't know what sarcasm was or expressions, so he was basically like Batista. He wasn't like Batista. He was only like Batista with that one character trait, because technically Michelle Rodriguez's character would have been the Drax of the group, is what I meant to say, not Batista. So yeah, he was like Drax in the sense that he didn't get the jokes and stuff. So whoever wrote this was definitely taking some page out of what was the guy that went over to DC? I don't even remember his name now, but the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't even think of his name. I'll be looking at it all the time on Reddit. I'm having a brain fart. But either way, all right, so, sorry, more criticisms, or at least more just comparisons to Guardians of the Galaxy. So Reggae Jean Page was hilarious. I spell hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, that's not how you spell it. That's how we spelling it today. Hilarious. Yeah. Was hilarious as the Drax of this particular party. And I know I spelled particular wrong. I'm gonna fix that. Particular. Yeah, I don't know if I fixed it or not. That's how best it's gonna be. So Reggae Jean Page was hilarious as the Drax of this particular party. I love alliteration. I always do that. Particular party. Reggae Jean Page was hilarious. Ooh, what if I say phenomenal? It doesn't give a PA. It doesn't pop like PA. Is there another word to search for the P? Was prime. I'm trying to add too much alliteration. Reggae Jean Page was phenomenal as the Drax of this particular party. I only like that in the sense that I hope people don't think he was the muscle, because he wasn't the muscle. He was just the person who didn't get the jokes. I'm gonna leave it in. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me see. I talked about the action. I said it was entertaining, so you ain't gotta talk about the action. How do I want to bring up the comedy? Let me say, like, the comedy was similar to Marvel. The jokes were similar to Marvel, but the timing was so much better than how the MCU does it. Now, can I concise that or word that in a way that's better? The jokes in the film were just as frequent as a Marvel movie, but the timing felt better. Okay. The jokes in the film were fired off. No, I don't know. The jokes in the film were... Wait, why do I have an A right there? The jokes in the film were just as frequent as a Marvel movie, but the timing was much better. Always got to give it a second pass when you write something. Give it another chance just to see, because maybe you wrote it and it sounded good in your head, but it probably doesn't make any sense. So it's always good to do a double check. So we talked about the jokes, we talked about the action, we talked about the comedy, the story. I kind of touched on that where I said it's a simple quest, because, you know, what they're trying to do is simple, but it's still entertaining. And I don't do no spoilers, so I can't go into no specifics. There were a lot of... If you're a fan, if you're a D&D player, there are so many Easter eggs to be found watching this movie. I want to mention Hugh Grant, because Hugh Grant is having a great year playing both the bad guy in this film and in Operation. Or playing... I would say Hugh Grant is typecast in this film as he plays a similar role in Operation Rose. I don't want to make the review all long talking about that. I'm gonna skip past that. But what I would like to point out to the people watching this, Hugh Grant is playing the same character that he played in Operation Fortune, Ruse that Grrr. But I don't know if I'm gonna put that in the main review. Actually, I know I'm not gonna put that in the main review. The film, I'm gonna talk about the VFX and practical effects. So let me think of how can I word that. The film uses primarily practical effects for its monsters, but when VFX are used, it still looks good. Something like that. Dungeons and Dragons is not without its beast in use of spells. That's another sentence. Most of it is done using a combination, well, technically all of it is done using a combination of practical effects and special effects, or VFX. Or special effects are different from VFX. So I'll still say this sentence. I feel like the sentence grammatically probably won't make the most sense, but I want to say it. I want to sound like this when I say it. So most of it is done using a combination of practical and VFX. Practical and special effects. Because if I say VFX, yeah, I want to say special effects. and the results are great. I can't think of how to reword that. It says Dungeons and Dragons is not without its beast creatures. You want to say creatures? Because it's humans that are, or it's not humans. It's humanoid characters too. Like it was the winged creature, it's dragons. I'm gonna say beast. It's not without its beasts, creatures, and use of spells. Just probably say Dungeons and Dragons is not without its beast and use of spells. Most of it is done using a combination of practical effects. Most of it is done using a combination of practical and special effects, and the results are great. That's solid enough for me. I'm happy with that. What was the other things? Chris Pine was funny. We talked about that. VFX, could use that. The only detriment, or the only knock against the film, don't want to say detriment, because it's not a detriment. The only knock against the film is that it is too close to spelling that wrong. Guardians of the Galaxy in theme. No, theme is in tone. And plot and tone. The only knock against the film is that it is too close to Guardians of the Galaxy in tone and plot and tone. I'm trying to make that make sense. Let me read that. The only knock against the film is that it is too close to Guardians of the Galaxy in both plot and tone. In both. Because the theme of Guardians, they're ragtag. Yeah, the theme's not the same. Because Guardians was like, okay, we're all ragtag, then they come together to make a family. That's not the theme of this movie. The plot is similar. Is it? Let me think of Guardians 1. In tone. That's really it. The tone. What's the plot of Guardians 1? Lord, I can't remember the plot of Guardians 1 right now. Did they steal something? They steal the orb, right? Basically. Pretty sure. I don't know. Now I gotta look this up real quick. What is the dang on plot to Guardians 1? Okay, let me read it out loud because I don't have it on the screen. Brash space adventurer Peter Quill finds himself the quarry of relentless bounty hunters after he steals an orb coveted by Ronan, the powerful villain. To evade Ronan, Quill is forced into an uneasy truce with 4 desperate misfits. Gun-toting Rocket Raccoon. Who would that character be? There was no real smart-ass character. So that's why it's not a 1-for-1 Guardians of the Galaxy. Tree-like humanoid Groot. That would probably be the shapeshifter girl. And that enigmatic Gamora. Conda Michelle Rodriguez, even though she also fills the bill for Drax. And vengeance-driven Drax the Destroyer. But when he discovers the orb's true power and the cosmic threat it poses, Quill must rally his ragtag group to save the universe. So I'm going to say similar. It's similar in plot, but not really. Similar, definitely not the same. So we're keeping that in. And this is a good film. Would I say this is good to add to your collection? Would I say it's good if you're texting? I mean, I definitely don't require. I don't think you should. Oh, first let me get my recommendations. I recommend you should go. I'm gonna just say you should go see this film if you like D&D. You should go see this film if you like fun adventures, heist movies, MCU movies. You should go see this film if you like fun adventures, heist movies, MCU movies, or what's the third one? It's always rule of three. Always do three. That's the rule of comedy. So you should go see this if you like fun adventures, heist movies, MCU movies. Oh wait, hold on. There should be an or already in this story. You should go see this if you like fun adventures, heist movies, or MCU films. Yeah, because you said movies twice. Or MCU films. Or MCU style films. Alright, you should go see this film if you should go see Dungeons and Dragons. Put some more of that title in there. Dungeons. I'm spelling it wrong. I'm getting tired. I got work tomorrow too. So funny. You should go see this. Oh, you should go see. I got this in there. That's why I'm like, what is going on? Told y'all I'm tired. You should go see Dungeons and Dragons if you like fun adventures, heist movies, or MCU style films. If not, this might be a drag. I don't know. I just leave it at that. This is a good film to add to your collection. Now, let me think about that. Would you add it to your collection? I'd add it to my collection because I'd watch this. Let me think. Would I watch this again? I would. I most certainly would. This is a good film to add to the collection. That's how I want to say it too. Oops. Spelled a potty word just now. Typing too fast. This is a good film to add to the collection. Now I'm just finger tired and just typing in a bunch of junk. I'm gonna give Dungeons and Dragons an 8. Is it great? Let's think about this for a second. Let's get my handy dandy IGN review scale up that I just blatantly be using to help me. Everybody needs help. Everybody. Everybody. Yeah, yeah. Rock your body. Alright, let me see. I'm going to start from the top, work my way down. Is it a masterpiece? This is our highest recommendation. There's no such thing as a truly perfect movie. I'm substituting words. But those that are in the masterpiece label from IGN come as close as we could reasonably hope for. These are classics in the making. Alright, no, this movie definitely not a classic in the making. Really good, though. And I messed with it heavy. But it's still not going to be a classic in the making. It's definitely good. I enjoyed everything about it. Alright, let me go to amazing now. We enthusiastically recommend that you add this game to your playlist. So far, so good. If we call it amazing, that means it's something that seriously impressed us. This did seriously impress me. Whether it's inspired a new idea, it did not inspire any new ideas. It took the mold and just, if it ain't broke, it fixed it. Or sorry, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what it did. Or an exceptional take on an old one. Oh, yeah. So it did that. So I might actually get us a 9. We expect to look back. This is one of the highlights of its time and genre. Oh, I'm not going to look back at this like a highlight of its time. For this year, for sure. It's definitely a highlight of 2023. I don't know about its genre. What is the adventure genre? Actually, hold up. If we're talking adventure genre, then I'm thinking, yeah, it is a highlight of the adventure genre. Let me just look up some adventure films real fast. I'm the type of person my brain has to work with a visual. So I need to get a visual of adventure films. Let me just do top adventure films. And I don't even know if if Dungeons and Dragons consider itself an adventure film. Alright, so here's what it gave me. Google, I don't trust you no more. You're done for. It gave me Avatar: Way of Water. Haven't watched it yet. Don't care for it. Operation Fortune. I'd call that an action spy film. Wouldn't call that adventure. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Sci-fi. The sci-fi adventure, probably. I don't know if I call it an adventure. Moonfall. Disaster movie. That's an action. What is this? Vi 2, Journey to China. Haven't seen that. Uncharted. That is action adventure. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Horizon Line. Haven't seen that. Oblivion, sci-fi again. Tomb Raider is an adventure. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so far, yeah, this is definitely going towards a 9. All these that is showing me. The Sleepover, I don't know what that is. The Lost City of Z, I haven't seen it. Prospect, I was watching that, I didn't finish it, so I don't have no thoughts on it just yet. Jack the Giant Slayer, it's better than that. Tom Hanks Finch, didn't see that, so it's better than that. Underwater, that's a horror adventure. I only casually watched that. So yeah, it's better than all those movies that I'm reading so far. Puss in Boots, better than that. City of Ember, didn't watch that. Journey 2, it's better than that, but I didn't really watch that. Aeronauts, I wanted to see that, didn't watch that. Luck, Time Trap, ooh, if it's got Time Trap, I want to see that. See, it was giving me sci-fi films. I don't think Google knows what it's talking about. These are not adventure movies, and if they are, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, that's an adventure movie, and I like that movie too. That's an adventure movie. Yeah, so this is better than all of those movies. So yeah, this actually might get the 9 out of 10. I'm gonna read the description for 9 out of 10 one more time, and we're gonna see if it's a 9 out of 10, if it's amazing, because it feels like I don't want to be giving it too much praise, because they marketed the shoot out of this movie, and I don't want to just be liking it just because it's good. I mean, just of course you want to like it because it's good. I don't want to just like the film just because they tell me it's good and it's getting all these reviews. And you know how marketed it is, it gets in your head. So I'm going to read it one more time. This is the IGN review scale for anybody that's just jumping in. So I'm going to probably substitute some words that say game. We enthusiastically recommend that you add these movies to your playlist or your collection. If we call a movie amazing, that means something about it seriously impressed us. I mean, was I impressed? I was entertained. I don't know if I'd call it impressed, though. I was definitely entertained. I was impressed that they took everything and didn't mess this up. So I am impressed, actually. Yo, this joint is a 9. I gotta keep reading. Let me keep reading. Whether it's an inspired new idea, which is not. There's nothing inspired or new. There's just, it took a good formula from the MCU, made it work on its own, or an exceptional take on the old one. We expect to look back as this is a highlight. Yeah, no, that's a 9. Let me just read 8 real fast, but this is definitely a 9. If it's not, it's 8.5. I'm going to go back. I'm going to read 8. So 8 is great. 9 is amazing. Let's read 8 description and let's see if it falls into... Oh, wait, hold on. Did I get any chats? Let me just check something. Okay, no, I was checking to make sure I got any chats. I saw we got a new person watching. Hey, hello, person that's watching. Let me kind of give you an idea of what's going on real fast, just so you know. Let me zoom out. Actually, that's crazy. That's too far to zoom out. Basically, what you just stumbled into, if you're still there, this is my Dungeons and Dragons review. You're actually watching me write it live. So I'm taking a little bit longer than I normally would. This is basically my process, though. And I actually don't write scripts. I just talk into the mic my thoughts and then do a lot of editing to cut it down. But I said it would be fun to kind of invite you guys into it. Like we're all hanging out and we're talking about the movie. Obviously, you know, just me and 2 other people, it looks like. And I'm really the most person doing all the talking. But, you know, feel free to get into the chat. And if you do get into the chat, when I make the review and I go to the description section, you'll be listed under special thanks, like how a movie does it with special thanks. Basically, you'll be in the credits. I am tired. This is live, and it is like 1 a.m. for me, and I work tomorrow. So I'm getting the loopies out of me. Just bear with me. You're basically listening to a man ramble about a movie that he saw. So we started off with the name of the movie, Dungeons and Dragons review, the special thanks. It's basically anybody who joins the chat. So we had one person join the chat, and then we got our pros and cons. I kind of start with that up top just so I can understand where my mental space is. When we do the review, it's a little formulaic, but it's a good formula. At least I like it. So if you watch the final review and you're like, tweak some things, this is your chance to say something now before I become super big, Mr. B style. Nah, I'm just joking. All right, so you got the trailer clip that's going to show up. It's like a 2-second thing from the trailer. The intro, we got, I'm going to read it. I don't know why I'm saying I'm going to read it. Let me get to my speaking voice. Clear my throat because I'm tired. All right, enough dilly-dallying. We got, grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20 or is this film a critical miss. Let's find out. And then I got my call to action. If you've seen a few of my recent videos that aren't the WWE ones, sorry for flooding your timelines for that, but the other ones, then you'll know what my call to action sounds like. It's just pretty much copied and paste. All right, so then I talk about the movie. So it goes, this movie was very entertaining. Oh, God. Wait. I'm paraphrasing. Let me zoom it in. I'm a little blind. Sorry. I gotta zoom it in a bit. And I'm getting tired of this font, too. If I'm being real with you. I'm not going to change it for this video. I'll change it for the next video. But now I'm tired of this font. Let us continue. All right. This movie was every dungeon master's dream. Simple quest, yet entertaining throughout. You could tell Chris Pine was having a blast making this movie, and it shows. Regé-Jean Page was hilarious as the Drax of this particular party. The jokes in the film, sorry, my hand's shaking. The jokes in the film were just as frequent as Marvel, but the timing was much better. If you're a D&D player, there are so many Easter eggs to be found watching this movie. Dungeons and Dragons is not without its beast and use of spells. Most of it is done using a combination of practical and special effects, and the results are great. The only knock against the film is that it is too close to Guardians of the Galaxy in both plot and tone. You should go see Dungeons and Dragons if you like fun adventures, heist movies, or MCU style films. This is a good film to add to the collection. I'm gonna give Dungeons and Dragons a, and then this is where we're at right here. We're at the final review. I like to talk about it with the audience before we write down that final review. So I have on another screen that I didn't pull up the IGN review scale. We're going from the bottom. Yesterday we were doing John Wick, and we went from the bottom to the top. Today we're doing the Dungeons and Dragons, and we're working away from the top. So 10 is a masterpiece. I don't think it's a masterpiece. 9 is amazing. I do think it was amazing. Well, I mean, I thought it was really good. Amazing, read the description, it kind of fits it mostly. Now I'm going to read great. That's for 8. So these, I'm going to replace the word games with movies. These movies leave us with something outstanding to remember them by, usually novel film ideas or clever characters in writing. See, so far that's Dungeons and Dragons. Noteworthy effects and sound, or some combination thereof. If we have major complaints, there are more than enough excellent qualities to cancel them out. So yeah, this movie was amazing. Damn. It's just, this might be the first amazing of 2023, and I'm just trying to talk myself into it and out of it at the same time. Like, I gotta make sure I'm fair. Was this film that good? I mean, it kinda was. Was it better than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? I would say I like Jonathan Majors better as the villain, but it doesn't mean that the whole movie was better. So let me just look at the movies I've reviewed to see where I stack it at so far. Megan, better than Megan. Plane, better than Plane. Missing, more entertaining than Missing. Missing was a good story, but this is more entertaining than Missing. Knock at the Cabin. I mess with Knock at the Cabin, but I'm going to say this one was better. Knock at the Cabin I can really only watch once because you know the twist after that. But it takes place, it got stuff to deal with Philly, so that's you already know it's going to get points. It was better than Marlowe. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. Because for me personally, I might still go Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania only because I like Jonathan Majors' character. But it was a lot of dumb stuff that happened in the movie that didn't make sense. And this movie, Dungeons and Dragons, didn't have no dumb stuff. So Dungeons and Dragons actually is better than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And I don't remember what I scored that. I'm not going to pull it up right now. But I think I scored that at 8. So Cocaine Bear, it was definitely better than Cocaine Bear. Creed 3, better than Creed 3. Operation Fortune, better than that. 65, better than that. Scream 6, that's a good one. I had to pause for that. Was it better than Scream 6? Dang. Scream 6 was good. I'm going to say it was, boy, oh boy. I'm going to say it's better than Scream 6. Scream 6 was good, though. But maybe I got more of a nerd bias. Scream 6 was real good. But it had some romance stuff that I didn't really care for. But that's a small knock. For real. That's like a small knock. It was better. And let me go, Shazam, it was better than Shazam. Shazam was good. I like Shazam, and Shazam got Philly in it to get points, but it was better than Shazam. Like, we just going to keep it all the way realistic. It was better than Shazam. Let me see. Let me think. Shazam had Philly in it, though. So Shazam might still edge out. But I feel like in that superhero genre, it's not going to stand out too much. So, yeah, it was... See, I don't want to be that person that always thinks the newest movie is the best movie. I hate people do that. I'm probably going to give it the edge over Shazam. Now, John Wick, it was not better than John Wick. But John Wick, I gave it 8. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. John Wick just had really good action. But John Wick didn't have no story. That's the problem. But John Wick... Oops. I dropped my headphones. Dang. I hate when that happens. I dropped my wireless headphones. So the thing about John Wick was really good in one department. Well, technically two. Special sound, not special effects really, but sound and the fight scenes. So this Dungeons and Dragons I'm talking about was good in every department. I don't know. Nobody in the chat's voting. I'm just gonna give it the 9. Screw it. I'm just gonna give it the 9. I gotta stand by it. Maybe I'll say 8.5. Maybe, because I'm too hesitant to give it the 9. I'm going 8.5. I'm going 8.5. Nope, I can't do it. I gotta give it the 8.5. And it might even be a 9 for real. But I don't want to just give out that 9 and that 10 all willy-nilly. So we're going to go 8.5. And then I got to make up a thing in the middle. I'm going to give Dungeons and Dragons 8.5 bags of holding. I'm gonna insert a D&D reference in there. Bags of holding. I don't know all the D&D spells. Bags of holding, floating touch. What's the other one? I guess bags of holding is the only one I really know. That wasn't even in the film. That's the only D&D thing I can think of right now off the top of my head. So I'm gonna give Dungeons and Dragons an 8.5. Oh, an 8.5 bags of holding out of 10. All right, we deliberated long enough. Let's wrap this up. So what did you think? I just put outro. Everybody knows what the outros are. Outro. Oops. And then is anything else I want to add? I think that's it. I think I added everything I wanted to add. And we are good. So I'm just going to record this, make the video, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. I think that's good. I think I got everything I need. I'll probably run it from the top one more time just to see, so you can hear the final-ish product, because you know I'm going to do the outro and stuff later. All right. 3, 2, 1. Grab a wizard, a bard, a paladin, and get ready to find out if Dungeons and Dragons can get a nat 20, or is this film a critical miss? Let's find out. This movie was every dungeon master's dream. Simple quest, yet entertaining throughout. You could tell Chris Pine was having a blast making this movie, and it shows. Reggae Jean Page was hilarious as the Drax of this particular party. The jokes in the film were just as frequent as Marvel, but the timing was much better. If you're a D&D player, there are so many Easter eggs to be found watching this movie. Dungeons and Dragons is not without its beast. Dungeons and Dragons is not without its beast and use of spells. Most of it is done using a combination of practical and special effects, and the results are great. The only knock against the film is that it is too close to Guardians of the Galaxy in both plot and tone. You should go see Dungeons and Dragons if you like fun adventures, heist movies, or MCU style films. This is a good film to add to the collection. I'm going to give Dungeons and Dragons an 8.5 bags of holding out of 10. And then, what did you think of the movie? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. So we're done. Thanks for watching. I don't have an outro to these videos besides the, okay, love you, bye.